Hey, great people, it's the Golden Goddess, Marquita Butler, and I am here with my partner in greatness.
Xavier Butler.
And we are here today with you guys to have extreme talks. So, we decided to come up with this concept of a male and female perspective on just many different topics. And today we're going to be talking about what's our why. But before we get started with that, let's tell you a little bit about ourselves. So, me, the Golden Goddess, Marquita Butler, I am a nurse by trade. I am also the co owner of Butler's Extreme Training, as you see here. Today is Blue Monday, the hardest working day of the week. My other partner, we also call this Get Your Life Monday. So, we have been in business with Butler's Extreme Training going on 4 years this year, right? And we have businesses together and we have businesses that are kind of separate. It all ends up coming back around to being a business together. But so tell them a little bit about yourself, Mr. Butler.
Well, once again, my name is Xavier Butler. I'm CEO of Butler's Extreme Training. Um, from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. I got my training background in Florida. Um, I've been a football player all my life. And basically, I wanted to go into training, to help people and to help people just achieve their goals and help their holistic success.
And speaking of that, to piggyback off of the holistic success, so that's the whole point of these extreme talks is to help program your mind for success, to encourage holistic success. And when we say that, we mean physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually being grounded. Because when you lack one, the others are thrown off as well. It's pretty much like a balance system. So, Mr. Butler, what would you say if I were to ask you what's your why? What comes to mind in general when you're asked that?
Well, in general, what's my why? When you ask me that, what comes to mind is just thinking of why I do what I do. Why why am I wanting to be successful? And my answer to that would be just because I want to leave this earth making a mark, well, basically making a mark on this earth that he was somebody. He was somebody that loved to help somebody, and he was somebody that was always there when people needed him.
So, when you say what's your why is to help somebody else. That's
Yes.
what makes you tick. So when I hear the phrase "what's my why," it's pretty much the same thing. I think about what makes me tick, what's important, and it also goes back to figuring out what's your passion. And you've asked me that pretty much triggered an evolution of myself. When you asked me, yeah, you're a nurse, but what's your passion? And I really had to dig deep, like, whoa, okay, that's a tough question to say that, yeah, I've been nursing for X amount of years at that point, but what's my passion? I couldn't say it in words. I really struggled with that. And as I began to delve a little bit deeper and to really ask myself that daily, like, what is my passion? I came up with the same thing to help others. Because in nursing, you're helping people, you're watching miracles being performed on a daily basis. And us going into health and wellness, that's us helping people as well. So, and I feel as though that part is more of a holistic manner because not only are we focusing on just the physical aspect, but you have to be mentally strong to overcome, especially some of these workouts that you create. And so what would you say helps you with your creativity with your workouts?
Well, basically, I always triggered everything off of just my background. My background is sports. So a lot of the workouts that I create, a lot of the workouts that I do and I ask you guys to perform is basically things I've been doing all my life. And I try to make them simple, but yet extreme, if that's something. if that's a word.
And that goes back to the balance of it all. You know, it's like simplicity is great and being extreme is great, but finding the balance, the fine line to not go too far off the edge and to still make it interesting and fun, yet challenging. That's pretty much the main thing I would say, is to challenge the person mentally, like, and physically, to, you know, really push themselves to their limit, you know, to maximize their greatness. So what would you say, why do you work out?
Well, my reason for working out is I feel that working out is everything in one.
Okay.
Meaning, with my workout, I can accomplish, if I work out, I can accomplish anything out on the streets.
Mm-hmm.
And like I tell clients and like I tell loved ones and everybody close, that, and like I would tell anybody, that working out sets the playing field, the playing ground for life, for your life. If you can do the workouts in the gym and you push yourself in the gym, the outside world will be nothing to you. So I feel that the workout, the reason I work out is to get me ready for everything that comes at me in life, and for peace, to help me love, to help me be peaceful, to help me take on different tasks daily as a black man in society.
And I would say it's a motivator to not give up, because even when you're like, oh, I gotta do 20, when you're like, okay, I'm gonna get through these 20s. It's like literally during the workouts, you have to have conversations with yourself. And I always say you gotta be your own hype man. If you're not your own hype man, there's nobody else that can do it for you. Like, you have to be like, okay, all right, Zay, let's do this. Let's go. All right, Golden Goddess, let's do this. Like, all right, we're at 10. All right, if you got to pause, take a deep breath, regather yourself. All right, I got 10 more. If you got to break it down to 5 at a time, 2 at a time, take it 1 at a time, one step in front of the other to complete the task. And I would say for myself, the reason why I work out is for mental health. You know, it's very therapeutic. And that's another part of these extreme talks, is that we want to promote mental health. We hear so much about anxiety and depression, and I believe working out really helps with that. It is the cure. And if you commit to regularly exercising, you will see that, all right, you're a little less tense this day. You're not so quick to anger. You know, you're, like you were saying, you're peaceful. It gives you a certain sense of peace. And it just becomes like your daily medicine, because you're exerting so much energy to take care of yourself, to push yourself mentally and physically, that it's like you're being selective with your energy, you know? Right. And so that's another key thing, is being selective with your energy, figuring out, all right, is this worth my time? Is this worth my energy? Should I say something about this? Should I just be quiet on this one? Should I sit and watch? You know, all those, it really helps you be grounded overall. So fitness is your love. Sports is your love. What else do you love? What else are you passionate about?
Passionate about my family. I'm passionate about just advancing, being the best me I can be.
That's cool.
And that's that's the number one passion.
I like that.
Being the best me that I can be. And I feel if everyone pushes towards that, then everything else will fall in place. Just being the best you can be. I'm not trying to be you. I'm not trying to be anybody else. I just want to be me. So if I can push towards being the best version of me, then I have no other words.
Hey, that's my favorite expression, no worries. I always say, listen, whatever it is, hey, no worries. We got this. Whatever comes up, whatever challenge, hey, we're gonna figure out a way to get over this hurdle, whether we gotta jump, leap, crawl, scrape, scratch, whatever, fight, we're gonna get through it. And I was gonna ask you something about when you were talking about what is it that you love. Why do you love?
Why do I love? Because I feel that love conquers all. And I know that's a popular phrase, but it's very true. Love conquers all. If I go in everything with love, I know I can conquer that. I know if I go into my workout with love on my heart and loving what I do, then I know I'm going to give my best. I know I'm going to ante up. I know I'm going to give I'm going to get ultimate results out of that. So I feel that if we take love into everything, everything will be great. And the ultimate goal is peace. So I feel like peace and love goes together.
Yeah, very true.
So if you don't love, you don't have peace. And if you don't practice loving, you will never gain peace. So.
Awesome. Would you say that in part of your journey to discovering your best self, and also that's a continuous journey, wouldn't you say? We talk about this all the time.
It's life journey.
Yeah, it's something that you have to work on a daily basis to make sure that you don't get caught up in other people's drama, your own emotions. Now, would you say that you are concerned with what others think of you or how they perceive you?
To a certain extent, I feel that everybody kind of worries about how others perceive them. That's why we dress. That's why we try to be presentable in dressing. That's why we approach different situations in different ways. But my ultimate focus isn't what people think of me. And it shouldn't be. The first focus should be what I think of myself. And if I put that best foot forward on being the best me, then others will think of me in a great way also, more than negatively. Now, are there going to be people that think negatively of me? I'm pretty sure. It's going to be haters until you die.
Yeah.
So get with it or get lost.
Very true. So I would say the reason why I love is because I've discovered that that's part of me. Is to love. That's part of my DNA. That's part of my everything, my being, is to love. And the way I love, it may be different in different situations. We've had numerous. I think both of us felt as though we know what it's like to be on the bottom, to not have that support. And I've always wanted to be a helping hand. And I believe that's why I love. It goes back to wanting to help others. And so many people, they have nobody. Or the people that they do have in their lives, they're struggling with their own battles, their own mental wars. So if I could be that light or that example to make them smile, to make them feel good about themselves, that's what brings me joy. To hear somebody go from saying, yeah, at one point I may not have loved myself like I should have, but it's something that you said or something that you did or, that inspired me to be better than I was before. On this journey, we talk about cutting off certain people, certain negativity, certain drama, and that can be an isolating case. Getting to really learn yourself, and you taught me this, teach others how to treat you.
Sometimes it's lonely.
Yeah, very much so. But you know what? Even with that, it's like it has to be. Because for you to fully, really understand and learn yourself, you have to be by yourself. Where it's like no other distractions, no other outside input. It's just you and you alone. So now you got to make that decision based off of you, not on okay. Well, my mom, I know my mom feels this way, or my mama would think of me like whatever, or my daddy, or my sister, brother, husband, wife, whoever. But now it's like, no, how do I feel about this situation?
Yeah.
No, this is something that I'm not comfortable with. He or she may be comfortable with it, but I know me, nah. But in the self discovery process, the learning your why, we talk about being passionate, having a purpose. All this stuff comes full circle. And one of the main things is being consistent. So why would you say, why do you stay consistent?
Okay. Because I feel that it runs under the love and actually accomplishing. And like I said before, okay, in accomplishing things and searching for peace and searching for success, you have to be consistent. If I'm not consistent in searching for that success and pushing for that success, then I'm going to keep falling off. And now the steps I've taken will be null and void because I've just,
You
fell
lost
off track.
ground, yeah.
And once I fall off track, which is non-consistency, it's like I'm starting all over. Just like in a workout.
Oh man, you
Okay.
took the thoughts right out of my mouth.
Right, and like I tell just once again, clients, people in general. Okay, and starting this process, yes, it's going to be a rough process when I start. And like I tell people, okay, yeah, you'll be sore for probably 2 weeks to a month before your body gets used to reacting to movements.
Mm-hmm.
And because in working out, you're actually, if you haven't been working out and you're starting to work out, you're moving muscles, you're using muscles in a way that you haven't used them in a while. So
If at all.
It's a shock,
Yeah.
basically. So you gotta shock your body.
Mm-hmm.
Is basically what they say.
Mm-hmm.
Shock your body, and then once you shock your body, and then it comes easier. And basically, okay, so I can't start for 2 weeks and then quit another 2.
Mm-hmm.
Now my body has went back into the same sleep mode it was in.
Yeah.
So now, every time I start over, it's a reshock. And that hurts.
Mm-hmm. It does.
Your muscles hurt if you keep starting over and over again. And then eventually you will quit. And like I say all the time, and like just fitness enthusiasts say in general, the goal is to keep going. You have to make it a lifestyle. Not say, oh, I want to get in shape for my birthday.
Oh yeah, we hear
Not
that
I
all the time.
want to, oh, my birthday's coming up, I want to be in shape. Oh, I'm getting married in 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Or I'm getting married in 4 months. I want to be straight by that time. Okay, you may go that long, but that's not good enough. Once you stop, you mean to tell me you're going to get your body to a certain level and then you're going to go all the way back into sleep mode again? That's a bad feeling. And it's worse starting over because you've seen already where you got yourself. So now it's double depression to start all the way back over, to go all the way through that hard work again. And that's like sad. So consistency is the key. That's one of the big keys to all of this holistic success.
Yeah, we hear many enthusiasts, motivators, public speakers. A lot of them talk about consistency. And one of the things you were listening to was that last night, and it said, we're paraphrasing, where is the fire? How do you maintain the fire when the light is getting dim pretty much when, you know, at first, when, especially for entrepreneurs, when you first start a business, you're all excited, you're pumped, you're like, oh, I got this. Then, you know, a week goes past, a month goes past, maybe even a year goes past, but how do you maintain that fire through the longevity? Right. So 3 years, 5 years, yeah, how do you keep going? And I was like, oh, I like that. That was very like resonating, like, whoop, okay, you could feel it. Because so many people, it's like, you know, you expect it to be like, oh, just because you had this vision or this dream, that it's like I dream a genie, boom, and it's supposed to all of a sudden just come into fruition of just all this things and stuff and popularity and notoriety and this, that, the other. But it's really a process, and learning to trust the process and knowing that one foot in front of the other, one step in front of the other. If this thing didn't work, all right, either you pause, analyze, reset to modify it, or you do away with it. You try something else. But whatever you do, you don't quit. So it was, I forgot to answer why I stay consistent. So for me, the consistency is part of my daily therapy. So I say to myself all the time, no excuses. So even in those moments of, all right, occasionally, you know, every blue moon, I'll take a break from the vigorous workouts, right? And then I pretty much go in and focus on more of a mental challenge more than anything. Right. So and during those times, I read a lot, I study a lot about business. I'm always thinking of ways to revamp the company for us, marketing, branding, this, that, the other. So, but then I can't stay away for too long, because then I know. And I think it's not so hard for me when I do jump back in it, because I haven't been gone I can't go beyond a month, if that's like really long. Usually the break is like a week, 2 weeks, something like that. But I am mentally
staying mentally in it.
Yeah. So then it's like, all right, whoo, I miss it. Let's go back at it full throttle. And then you know, I'm back into it all the way. But even with myself, during those moments, I have to own it. Own my choice to say, you know what, I'm taking a break right now. And whatever it feels like when I come back, you better put your big girl drawers on and suck it up and do it. Because you did this to yourself. You know what I mean? So it's really making no excuses for anything. Just keep going. And I really found out that consistency does work. I remember day one when you brought up this idea. And when I looked at the whole situation, I think we waited like 2 years before we actually opened up Butler's Extreme Training. And then finally went ahead and did it. And I'm so glad that we did. And it has been one of the greatest things of our lives. And I feel like we're still in the early process of it. And there's so much more growing, learning, transforming.
That's going to happen.
Yeah, that's going to happen. But make sure you follow us at, give them your IG.
You can follow us at Zay Butler CEO. That's ZAYBUTLER CEO. And you can also follow us at Butler's Extreme Training.
And that's on Instagram. And my Instagram is at golden_goddess83. And also our website is butlersextremetraining.com. The gym is up top, 2442 South Stone Mountain, Lithonia Road. That's Suite B in Lithonia, Georgia, 30058. And if you cannot come to the facility itself, where you get to experience extreme energy, there's no excuses. So we have virtual training that's available also. So contact us, get your life. We love you, and continue to be great.